Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Carla, and this time I'm going to explain important technologies in my area of study, which is aeronautical engineering and aviation. I want to start by saying that in order to have the aviation we know today, it was necessary to develop many technologies that allow us to advance in a field of aeronautics. For this occasion, we will focus on four: radio communications, autopilot, satellite positioning, and biometric technology. Okay, let's start with the first point that is radio communications. Okay, radio communications began in 1880 when Hertz studied the waves that bear his name, which later in Italy, with the help of his studies, allowed the development of the first radio. These technologies were used by the American Army for military communications, and then they were implemented in military airplanes as well for the First World War. From that moment on, radio communication became very important, and nowadays it is used to maintain the contact between the control tower and the airplane. Okay, I will now move on to the next point that is the autopilot. Since it was invented in 1912 by Lawrence Sperry, became of great help. Through the years, it was implemented in all the industries, from aviation to maritime navigation. Okay, nowadays it's of great importance for long flights, for example, transatlantic flights, as it helps the pilot allow to not have such a difficult and tiring job. Okay, let's move on to the next point that is satellite positioning. I thought this at first began as part of the aerospace industry by Russia, URSS, and the United States. Little by little, with the discoveries that were obtained from this, were applied to military areas, and then to those of the civilian population. Okay, it gave us the technology we know today, and that was implemented to aircraft. So they know that all times where they are, which of great importance in case of an air accident, for example. Okay, and finally, biometric technology. Okay, this is something recent, really recent, but it gives great security because I thought it all started before our era with Babylon and fingerprints. Nowadays, we can identify any person with something as unique as fingers or eyes, for example. In this case, the ABOS are of great importance to have access to current flight systems. Why? Because through this technology, only the crew and the pilot can fly the aircraft. Um, to finish, now I will move on to the conclusions. Okay, I know that today's aviation is an accumulation of many technologies together with the ones I explained before. If I may give my opinion, for me, in personal, for me, one of the most important technologies is satellite positioning. Why? I think that thanks to this, important facts have been clarified. For example, fatal accidents, and I also consider that it's very important to know where the aircraft is all the times. And that's all. Thank you so much for the attention. Thank you.